Okay, so it's January 9th. It's cold and snowy here in Ohio, and today's the day I'm going to start my new record, Better Man. The writing for the record usually starts off somewhere in my house, hopefully where I have my guitars and computer. However, it usually happens in my car or on my motorcycle. Car's not so bad, but if I'm on my motorcycle, I usually have to end up stopping somewhere when we stop and get a beer and singing to my voicemail or something ridiculous like that. This is my 6th record, and I think I've done all of them with Matt except for one. He's at least engineered on all of them. This one he's producing. I've done 4 with my band Peacetree. I did my first solo record back in 2004, so this is my 2nd solo Elijah Black record.
Well, baby, cry to me, 'cause I'll be there when you fall. I got a lot of room for you.
I've done everything I wanted to do on this record, and Matt really pushed me to make sure I got it the way we wanted it. He knows what I'm capable of at this point, and I always love that look on his face when I come to him with a new song and I'm like, hey dude, I've got this song, and he's like, all right, let's hear it. And you know, immediately he starts rewriting, arranging it. By the time I'm done playing the song, he's usually got an idea on the tempo and a basic idea on how he wants it arranged. This record was kind of good for him too, because he was forced to play guitar like me, which is way, let's just say it's way different than the way he plays. He writes a lot heavier than I do, and we actually have a lot heavier side project that we're working on, and it is very plugged in. If you listen to the last song on the record, Edge of the World, that's the kind of impression that I wanted to leave you with. Cliffhanger, hangover, sort of. Just look at it like that. Give you an idea on where we want to take the next record. This record is not as immediately heavy as my past ones, but you know, I've been going through a lot of crap the last couple years, and I just had a lot I needed to get out of my system, and I think this was good for me to do it. It kind of kicked my butt into gear as a songwriter and helped me get things out of my brain, out of my system, so I could move on. I write really kind of spastic. I try to write something quick. I get all the lyrics I can get out of me out at one time.
Yeah, I don't know what that word was.
It's kind of elementary, but if I don't do it that way, I can't move on to the next song and start writing something new. So I just kind of write, and then I leave all the details and fine-tuning up to Matt, which I guess is what a good producer does. and you know, that has to go along with the band too. Matt, Adam, and Mark, they played on all these songs, which is not a big deal. You know, we've been in bands before, we've played together quite a bit, but this was the first time they actually got to hear a lot of this material. They kind of stepped in cold off the street, and I just hoped I would get their attention so that you'd hear an inspired band on the record, and I think you definitely do. I've been putting myself out there. You know, I've been doing some touring, and that kind of helped get me out of a slump, made me get ready for the tour, the singer-songwriter tour I was going on called Bears on the Run. And I ended up writing a lot of the music for this record to go on tour and get ready for that. So I had a live audience every night, so I got to kind of feel how the songs were doing for, you know, people in the audience. None of us had a band. It was just the artist and a guitar. It's a different kind of energy that you get from your band, but it's, I guess it's something that, you know, you learn that you need to get people's attention with the power of just one guitar and one voice. I got back from the tour mid-November, so I had to hustle to get the material ready to get in the studio. So January, we started laying down tracks and ideas. I wanted this originally to be a 10-song record, but didn't have the time since that really only gave me 2 months to get the album recorded, have the CDs mastered, produced, and sent back to me before our first show of the tour in April. We worked at a really steady pace though, like every night till about 2 in the morning. Sometimes, you know, poor Matt, he'd be there all night working on stuff, so I'd get back the next day and a song would change dramatically. So it was exciting for a while getting up in the morning so I could rush back and see what he had created. Okay, so it's the first day of recording. I've just sat down with Matt and worked on a song, and where do we start? Well, it starts with a tempo. Matt kind of picks a tempo, how he wants the song to move, and we usually have an idea on the arrangement and where we're going to write something to help make the song smoother, or Matt will add a transition before a solo or something like that. And we'll lay it down, just a scratch track though, just usually a guitar and a vocal, and the click track that Adam can play along to. This is what, your 6th album with me? Engineering? Do you know that?
I don't even want to get into it.
I think you've done more with me than just about anybody.
Oh yeah.
Except yourself.
Right.
I mean, this is going back to like 1997, dude. Or 6. Matt Clary, the man.
Hey!
Hey! What Matt and I do doesn't count. We really only care about Adam's take on this. Everything we do builds off of Adam from there, so you can see why he's so important in this project.
Staring off the balcony, I went chasing after some wild dream, and not sure if I'd find it. 'Cause I met you and everything changed. Take my messed up life, now it's time to rearrange. I swear I'll never look back again. Without you with me, I was only half a man.
Then the bass player, Mark Matthews, usually comes in and freaks everybody out, putting down his guitar tracks. He's a very active player. You know, Matt, Adam, and Mark are all professionals, so it's fun to watch these guys play, and that's what I enjoyed most on this record, I think. And I tried to capture some of that on video so that, you know, now you can sit there and see what it's like to see these guys play. It's a lot of fun. Matt also ended up playing a lot of keyboard on this record, a skill he's kind of managed to keep hidden from me for 10 years. It actually looked like he was just as surprised when he kind of started playing. Was like, oh, I can do this. And he did a lot of great keyboard stuff on this record too. I'm really proud of what he did. And we got close as a band. We were all friends, and we've played a lot together in bands. But since they hadn't heard the material yet, I was kind of scared because you never know if the band's going to like it. And I'd say they liked it. I mean, Adam would come in between sessions to hang out and see what we had done with the song he had just laid down drum tracks on. And we keep it fun back there because, you know, when you're recording a record, you're just totally concentrating on everything. So once in a while, you kind of have to break it up with jokes.
VH1 Classic. So, you have that, don't you?
Doesn't mean I watch it.
You know, you and your sass do, Sailor. Print that!
But once again, the album is called Better Man, and it's available through my website, ElijahBlack.com, CD Baby, iTunes for downloads, and anywhere else. I'm going to just start working this record and putting it anywhere, so who knows where it's going to be soon. But I appreciate you buying it. Thank you so much, and it's time for this big bear to go hibernate, which better be quick, because I've only got about 2 weeks. 2 weeks before we go back out on tour again. So take care. Peace, y'all.